And I think I told you this prior to this, that I didn't consider myself a content creator. But I feel like more and more people are telling me that. And it's like, oh, I better believe that. And that's where people get overwhelmed, is that they feel that they hear social media.
Yeah.
And they think, oh, I got to be in all 10 all 10 social medias. But I'm like, no, because at the end of the day, you're going to do well in one, and then you're going to neglect all the other ones.
LinkedIn has just got to be corporate and sales, but that's not the case, right? You're talking about storytelling and telling personal stories. So, or if you could give some tips for somebody that's trying to increase their presence or reach on LinkedIn.
So if you see me overdressed, I had a rough morning.
You'll never know. You'll never know, because at the end of the day, they're going to be like, that man looks so confident today. Look what...
Welcome back to the Content Parlor. I'm your co-host, Deon. You can find me on social media at deon.api. We are joined here today with the co-host.
Yeah.
It's good to see you back on set.
Right on. Yeah, I was out last week, but it's good to be back.
Yeah, it's good to have you back. We got a unique episode today. Something a little different, something professional, but still influencer-centric. We've got with us Alejandra Gimenez.
Yes.
Okay. I had to say the J right.
Okay.
But we're excited to talk with her today about a number of topics. But before we get into that and allow her to introduce herself, let's do some quick housekeeping. The Content Parlor is the social club for content creators. We are sitting in Content Parlor studio right here in Omaha, Nebraska. The studio, the equipment, the space, it's available for rent. All you got to do is go to contentparlor.com/studio. All right. Now, let's be very, very clear. You can rent the space, you can rent the equipment, but really what it's about is the relationships. You're going to build connections with amazing people by being a part of the Content Parlor. So join us today, contentparlor.com and contentparlor.com/studio. All right, with that out of the way, what's your background, Alejandra? Let me say it in Spanish, Alejandra. Is that a little better?
A little better.
Yeah, what's your background? What do you do? Introduce yourself to the people out there.
So I'm Alejandra Gimenez, Director of Small and Emerging Business Development with the Greater Omaha Chamber. So I've been in the business nonprofit world for about 10 years now, but strictly teaching and supporting small businesses in the last 8.
Okay.
And it's a passion of mine. And, there's something that brings me so much joy when I get to see businesses in fruition, when they're scaling, when they're actually registering their business, making their dreams come true. Because not only are they supporting their families, they're making their lives better. And they're helping the community, they're helping the economy within our city. Sure. So it's just great overall. So it's just a passion of mine, and I love serving people, and I love serving our community.
That's beautiful.
Right on.
So how did you get into, obviously at some point you discovered this passion. How did you, what was that aha moment that this is a thing for you?
So I was in corporate America after college. And I was like, I'm going to be in sales and I'm going to be in VP for the rest of my life. But, God and life had a different plan for me. And so I was a stay-at-home mom for about 3.5 years. And when I went back into the workforce, it was really hard for me to go back into corporate America. And so, a lot of reflection, a lot of life-seeking within me. And there was an opportunity for me to be a business specialist with Catholic Charities for their micro-business program.
Okay.
And so I gave it a try, absolutely loved it. And it was my calling. It was my calling, and I've been doing this kind of work ever since 8 years ago.
8 years.
Wow.
Yep.
Right
So the majority of your professional career, I would imagine, because you got 10 years and then the 8, or is that combined?
Combined.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah, and before that, it was strictly sales.
Oh, well, that helps you too.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it comes in handy. especially for grants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it does come in handy. It's learning that business aspect of it. And so just on a different level.
Sure.
I was a store manager for a long time. And so I got to learn all about, supplies and hiring people, hiring a team, managing a team. And so I brought all that with me, and it's still being used with small business. And so, yeah.
Yeah. I learn something new every time I talk to you. So
Yeah.
interesting.
Excellent. What would you say right now is like the biggest, opportunities with a small emerging business there at the chamber?
Right now, so a lot of what we do is supporting business owners, mainly in the construction industry.
Okay.
Because there's a big need for that. But that also includes cleaning companies. It includes landscaping on all levels, right? Because there's even different levels to each of those. And so right now, Omaha has, I don't know if you've noticed, there's a lot of construction everywhere.
Absolutely. You can't drive it.
You can't-
Where?
Let's
I can't
do
even
an
get
aside.
home.
Let's do an aside and talk about not only not able to get home, you can't get to any of the restaurants you want right now without dealing with some traffic, man. And I like my restaurants.
Yeah.
So what is the deal, man? I mean, can we finish one project before we move on to the next? Is it just me or?
No, I
No.
feel the same. So there's a lot of opportunities for small businesses to have an opportunity to bid on those projects.
Okay.
And so that's kind of where I come into place. There's all these opportunities, but are they ready? And so, are they really ready to place a bid? Do they have the bonding capacity? Do they have access to cash flow? Do they have manpower? And to pay them, that's what the cash flow is for.
Yeah.
And so, you got to think about all the components that it takes to be able to place all of those bids, regardless of there's an opportunity right now for photographers for construction site. And so maybe we need to talk later.
Yeah, I was about to say
Yes,
there's a
so-
lot of opportunity when it comes to creative work with construction.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And so, as far as opportunities, there's a lot of them. You just have to be connected with the right people, with the right programs.
And that's where
And that's
chamber
where that's the
comes
chamber
in,
comes
right?
in.
Because a big part of it is that social capital.
It is.
Those connections to be able to get those
Mm-hmm.
contracts and for people to know you. So the chamber helps with that relationship.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
So would you say that, so that's a great point, is because the construction is good. We joke around about the traffic and things, but it's development.
Means
It's
the city's growing.
The city's growing.
Yep.
So when it comes to the work that you do, what would you say is like an aspect of the work that you do within these programs that has a huge impact, but people don't realize the impact that it has?
The connections. I will say the connections has a huge impact. That next person you meet might give you your biggest contract. And so that's why I always tell it's more than just networking. It's more than just connecting. It's really being intentional about why are you seeking this person, or, coming into a room and owning it and coming prepared. And so I always tell my business owners, don't just go into a meeting to network. You got to go in there with your capability statement. You got to go and know what you want, what capacity you have for work, because you're not going to go and place a bid on this huge project where it requires maybe 15 workers and you only have 2. And so knowing your numbers with financials, with how many people you have, but come in the room ready. And so I would say, being intentional about those connections and meeting those people.
This is just good advice too for us as Stable Gray, because because we're chamber members. We've been chamber members for, I think,
Long time.
full 10 years maybe.
Yeah. Let's see the debit every month.
And we've done some events for sure with the chamber, and also small business of the month, small business of the year.
Yeah.
And that popped my collar a little bit, but I left my collar shirt at home. So, but But I would say we're not fully leveraging our
Right.
chamber membership. So as we ask some of these questions, it helps us as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, but let's take a step back. Let's get to know you a little bit more. You're also a bit of a content creator.
Yeah.
Especially when we talk about Facebook and I think the crown jewel, LinkedIn. How did you get into content creation? And you're getting all these likes, all these shares. What got you into that? Because that's a totally different skill set than, say, sales or the reach program or some of the other things that you do.
On a personal level, I love telling a story. And when I feel that when I write my content, as large or as small as it is, I'm like, if I can just touch somebody, if I can just impact one person, to me, that's enough. And so that's kind of how I write my content. And so, if I can just reach somebody, then I've done my job. And so I just see it that way. And sometimes I used to be very paranoid that it was too long. Now I'm like, no, people love it. People love, especially when now I've even switched it more to tell the stories of people, of the challenges. And that's kind of where I'm going to go towards. But, there's a lot to say with it. We're in the programs that I'm involved in on a personal level and professionally. But I enjoy it.
Right on. And, there's a lot of, content creators, people viewing this that maybe not too familiar with, LinkedIn as far as using that platform for business and social reach. And, sometimes when you think about it, you think, LinkedIn has just got to be corporate and sales, but that's not the case, right? You're talking about storytelling and telling personal stories. So what would you say, or if you could give some tips for somebody that's trying to increase their presence or reach on LinkedIn, what would those be?
I would say authenticity is key. Really showing who you are, knowing your challenges, especially as a small business owner. When people get to hear some of your challenges, they can relate. And so being relatable is huge, especially in social media. And so when you can be authentic and people can relate to you, you sell your story, you sell who you are, what you do. And it's more than just like selling your product. Nobody wants to read that,
Right.
And so when people get to know you, where you come from, how you started, that's what attracts people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes that can be intimidating, especially when we were talking about you're
Being
representing
vulnerable.
your business. And it's like, well, I want people to think, man, I'm just killing it, right? You're just killing it all the time. Oh, yeah, I'm making these sales, got a ton of customers. But you're saying actually take people along the journey, show some of those lows as well as the highs.
Absolutely. And that's important because as small business owners, we all know it's not always going to be all fun and games. You're not always going to be the top one. There's always going to be a competitor that's going to be better than you, and that's just the reality of it. And so being able to say like, hey, I'm not doing too well in this, well, maybe not like that, but maybe I failed at this, but I learned this from my failure or from I wouldn't say my lesson.
Right. There's
And
a lesson.
so there's a lesson in it. And so I think telling those lessons is everything. Yeah.
I like that. Expanding on what's working, I noticed one thing about you is that the outfits are always popping. Let's get straight to it.
Okay.
So how did you decide on this aesthetic? Like you've always got the swag, the glasses are always, there's always something new going on. And it's like, how did she know to put that combo together? So where do you get your fashion inspiration from?
So I have a side business. And I'm actually starting it out. It's called Live Avenue. And it's a styling business. So, yes.
There we go. The subtle promotion.
Yes, no pun intended. So right now I only do content on Instagram.
Okay.
And I'm probably going to stay there.
Yeah.
But I've always had a passion for fashion growing up, my mom was, she used to make bridal dresses. There was even one time where I said I was helping her and I cut the dress. Oh, she couldn't even be mad at me because I told her that I wanted to be just like her. And so I obviously, who can be mad at me?
Yeah. That's nice.
Anyway, so that's kind of where it came from. I've always been passionate about putting colors and different patterns together. And yeah, so today I was like, okay, I think it's a little bit more informal, but yet professional. So hence the combination of the longer shorts and my blazer and my nice scarf. So
Interesting.
yeah.
So does that come with some of the, when you're meeting with some of the small businesses, do you give them some tips to how to dress and present themselves as well?
Yes, people have asked me. I don't give advice unless they want it. Because sometimes I don't want to hurt people's feelings. But I always say, okay, do you want the feedback? Because they asked me, and I was like, well,
I've got some feedback. Do you want it?
Here we go.
and we talk about, okay, if you're going to go to this kind of meeting, maybe wear this. Or if you're going to go to this meeting, okay, then you can dress more casual. You can come as you are. But when you're trying to maybe talk to a contractor that you want to place a bid, in those situations, I deal with a lot of construction workers. And sometimes it's okay to go with your T-shirt with the logo, but a clean one, right? Nice jeans, nice boots. You can do that because that's the environment that you're in. And so just knowing where you're going to be at and what your audience is going to be, that's key, I think.
Right on. And so y'all do work a lot with the companies that are looking for, that putting out the bids, right? Okay. And do they kind of give you some insight on like what they're looking for and what helps, right, to win the bids?
Yes. So we work with the general contractor companies. And so a lot of times they'll say, hey, we're looking for painters or companies that do concrete for these type of projects. Or maybe it's ongoing. And so
That's a nice one.
yes, I love it when they reach out to me and they say that because then I just give them the list. But that also allows for them to get to know the people doing that kind of scope of work. And so those are the easier ones.
Okay.
And most of the time I go out and talk to a lot of these bigger general contractors to see like, hey, do you work with small and emerging businesses? I ask for mentorship a lot of times. So I have a 10-week advanced construction course that we do 3 times a year. And so in this course, every week we have a different expert talking about something that deals with blueprint reading. Like next week, it's going to be about access to capital. So we're going to have about 6 different companies and organizations, banks, CDFIs, credit remediation, that kind of stuff. Because sometimes you have to fix your credit to or boost it up.
Oh, yeah,
So
for
sometimes
sure.
you need to learn that.
Yeah.
It's not about the ego. It's about just getting it fixed.
Right.
And so, we provide those kind of resources. But again, it's finding those opportunities too.
Okay. Well, let's back up a little bit. Like, what is it? Let's talk about like what does that actually mean, though? Small emerging business. Like what is that?
Yeah. So small is, you could say they're starting,
Okay.
first year to 2 years. Emerging is when you get to the point where maybe you're going to hire your new employee. And that's huge for some people.
Yeah.
Hiring your first employee is a big deal.
Oh, yeah. Felt that in the bones.
Well, you got a good one. So, hiring your employee, that's the next step. Maybe now you're ready for a brick and mortar. You've been working out of your home. Now you're ready for a brick and mortar. So that's an emerging business. Or maybe, for instance, or let's just say a restaurant. They started with a food truck and now they're ready for an actual restaurant. Or maybe they want to branch off and get 4 more trucks.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Right on. But I can't just go around and just call myself a small and emerging business. Is there like some kind of paperwork or certification that you need to have to say that you're a small and emerging business?
Not necessarily. And it depends on what you're doing. So when you are in the construction sector,
Okay.
There is an SEB program, so Small and Emerging Business program within the city of Omaha.
Okay.
And so what's great about it is that once you're in the program, obviously you have to meet the requirements. That's one of our biggest partners. We refer a lot of businesses to them
The city.
with the city of Omaha.
Okay.
And so they basically, if they make it into the program, they get added to the bid list. And so whenever there's a project, those are the first ones that get dibs on it. And the only ones, because they only work with SEBs. And so that's an example. But there isn't like for other businesses, you're just small and emerging.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like a certification like minority owned or women.
Yeah.
owned.
Okay.
not
So
like
it's
that.
different than because like with the city, I forget which department, like small, like tier 1, tier 2.
Yeah, that's
like
the SEB program.
SCB. That's the SCB program.
Yeah.
And now, would you encourage small businesses to get that certification through
Yeah,
the city?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
how important is that certification?
It's huge. It's huge because it opens up even more opportunities. A lot of the big general contractors or mid-sized contractors that are looking for a certain scope of work, they go in because it's a public list. And so they go in and they reach out to these people for additional opportunities.
Okay.
And so because they know that they're certified, they meet the requirements. That includes some bonding and all of that. So they've already, checked a lot of the boxes that they don't have to do.
Right on.
And so obviously they have additional requirements, but it opens up more opportunities.
Okay. Yeah, and I asked that because, to go through the process, it's a simple process, but the information, the things that are asked for, it's almost similar to like trying to get a loan, to be honest with you, right? So it's like it can be intimidating. So I wanted people to understand the benefits of it so they could push past that and understand that it's very beneficial. So to actually like lock down and get that information, fill it out, get it submitted because it's important. It can be helpful for them.
Oh yeah, and I will say the City of Omaha team and the Human Rights and Relations Department, they're all very nice. They're all very kind and they want to help you. And so, if it's still intimidating, you can always reach out to me.
Okay.
And I can make that connection.
Right
and
on.
so and there's a lot of times where if they don't meet the requirements, they will send us an email and say, hey, they need help in this, and then we support them in that.
Oh.
So that they are able to meet the requirements.
Yeah. And so we will put some contact information for Alejandra below this video. Another question, because we've actually received some business through the chamber as a result of being listed.
Yeah.
We did one with Waistline. We did a project with Waistline, the trash service, and among other things. But and with the chamber as well. Work with the chamber as well. What would you say is one of the biggest mistakes that small businesses make
Good one.
when trying to secure contracts, trying to grow, things like that?
I will say thinking that you can do it alone. Because you can't. You need people behind you for all the reasons. Whether it's with the REACH program or any other program, a mentor, you can't do it alone. And so a lot of business owners take on so much. They already have to do the actual physical work, but they also have to think about the operational side and the administrative side, the selling side, all the things. And so, a lot of times, sometimes they don't want to hire people. It's all education, right? It's all training. And so I would say doing it alone because I will say that our business ecosystem in Omaha is fantastic. There's so much support. There's no reason why you are doing it alone. And I feel that when you don't have that support or, you're not in front of the right people, you probably struggle a little bit more. You can lose money, you lose time. And so all that counts. And so there's just a lot of resources out there for them to use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Would you say there's a formula to winning bids? Because, man, I gotta admit, man, sometimes it can be discouraging. putting in these bids and not getting them. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
is there a formula?
Can you write our proposals?
Like, what is
I
the
can do
magic?
that.
Is there a secret?
It always depends on the contractor who's looking at the bids. Because they don't always look at the smallest, I guess the cheapest one. There's a lot of factors that come into play. And so a lot of people think that, for example, and this goes beyond construction, but let's just say that even in restaurants or catering and things like that, you place a bid and you may have seen a bid from somebody else, or let's just say there's always going to be a threshold kind of thing. And sometimes they'll share it, sometimes they won't. And so let's just say you just place the lowest one. Well, sometimes they'll do that on purpose to see if you know your numbers. Because the thing is that they're good. They already have a number in mind when they throw the bid out there. And so they're looking for that in between, that middle. So that's always going to consist of, are you including all of the numbers for the people you're going to pay, the hours, the material? Are you going to include the 10% of, what do they call it? Like the risk? You always have to add an additional risk factor in there just in case something happens. You have that cushion. So a lot of people forget that one. And then I will say those are probably some of the main ones. But there's always that sweet spot. And so again, they already know the middle number. They already know that sweet number.
Okay,
so
Interesting.
they're never. Sometimes they will go to some of the lower ones, but not just because it's lowest.
That's really
So don't
good.
get discouraged. Continue to place your bids.
Yeah.
It's
We
just
got to double our prices. That's then we'll get all the bids.
Okay.
Like, oh, okay.
I wouldn't say that either.
Do not take that advice.
Yeah,
No,
because you always
not.
wonder. Sometimes it's like there's not a number in there, right? So they're testing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good info.
Yeah.
So, outside of the chamber, who is Alejandra?
Who is Alejandra? Oh man.
Favorite type of food?
I love Italian food.
Italian food.
Yes. And it's funny because I'm gluten intolerant. So
What do you order?
I know. Well, if I can order gluten-free pasta,
Zucchini pesto.
I know. It's not always the same, but
Do they have that?
yeah.
It's an Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Our community and our world is just becoming more inclusive. And
Okay.
so-
That's what's up.
yeah, yeah. There's always like the one pasta that they have that's gluten-free, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's really mushy, but yeah.
So best recommended. I'm not going to say best because I know people that it's analysis paralysis. Recommended restaurant in Omaha. What would you recommend for pasta?
For pasta, gluten-free pasta?
Whichever one you like.
Well, I guess that's the only one you can speak to.
Right.
You know what? But this restaurant isn't there anymore.
Modern Love. I saw they closed the one.
Well, that's another one.
It's
That
so
was-
sad. Shout out to Modern Love. They're so
Yes,
tasty.
I was really
They
sad.
closed both.
They did. So there was Modern Love that had fantastic gluten-free pasta. And then there was Bravo out of Village Point that closed. Oh my gosh, their pasta was amazing. It didn't even feel or taste like gluten-free. It's more a texture thing.
Sure.
It's grainy. And so I felt normal.
I felt normal.
Yeah, but I would say, golly, I don't have a favorite right now.
Oof.
I'm
not
kind
bad
of-
out there.
I'm kind of exploring places, so if y'all know of any, let me know.
I mean, I know of some Italian places, but
With gluten-free
but with
options.
gluten-free options.
Some don't.
I
Some
don't
don't have them. So, yes, that would be very helpful.
Taking notes.
Yeah, yeah. But I would say I'm a spontaneous person a lot of times, just because of my crazy schedule, and I'm a single mom of two, and so one's in 8th grade and he does cross country.
Okay.
And then my daughter does competitive dance. So she's at dance about 10 hours a week minimum.
Oh, so yeah,
Sometimes more.
Serious.
you got
Yeah,
a lot
she's-
going on
Yeah,
there.
you said
Yeah.
that competitive dance. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. I'm not quite the best dance mom, but I try. Some of those dance moms are like very passionate.
I suspect that you keep a pair of dance shoes in your car for some reason.
Sometimes it's funny because, well, when I was in college, I was always going to places, and it was easier when I was younger, but I would always have like 2 extra outfits for whatever came because I was like, yes, I'm going to go do it. And that's kind of, can't do that so much anymore.
Yeah,
I have to plan my life. But yeah, I love the outdoors. So whenever I get to be outside, I have a passion now for walking outside at night.
Oh.
It relaxes me.
Interesting.
I don't hear any music during that time. It's just a time to really just process the day
Right.
and what I'm feeling in that moment. And so, yeah, I do. I connect with a lot of friends. I
Yeah.
love going to dinners, even if it's by myself sometimes. Because people's schedules are crazy. And so
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, I don't have time to bother anybody right now. I'm just
Sure.
going to go to Via Farina. That's my favorite place right
yeah,
now.
for real.
Okay. Yeah, that's solid.
I knew we would get one for the end of the day.
I will say Via Farina, amazing. And their
Okay.
pizza does not hurt my stomach. So
Yeah, I can't eat pasta after a certain hour now. I mean, when you start getting up in your upper 20s like I am,
can't eat.
like you got to eat the heavy stuff before a certain time. Otherwise, you just, it wakes you up in the middle of the night. So, but on the note of going out to restaurants alone, sometimes it's good to go to a restaurant alone because nobody wants what you want. So then you have to make all these compromises on which restaurant you're going to go to and what you're going to eat because they don't want to go and you want to go, but they want to go over here. So I felt that hit me in my core. The other thing, the other thing too is when you talk about exploring and enjoying the outdoors. So would you say you're like a summer person, a fall person, or what? Because you talk about storytelling. I want people to get to know you a little bit here. So, and create some content for you to use later. So, yeah, like what's your favorite season to kind of do this outdoor activity?
I'm from California. So I grew up in sunny weather all of the time.
Yes.
Yeah, so I grew up in sunny weather all of the time. And anything that reminds me of waking up like mornings, right? Or sometimes at night. I think maybe that's why I like being outside at night because it reminds me of my mornings in California walking to school because it was breezy, a little chilly, but yet warm.
Yeah.
And so I love being in the ocean. So anytime I get to I have kayaks. And so anytime I get to use them, I do. I go swimming with my kids all the time. I love to travel to places where there's an ocean or some type of lake.
Right. Some type of lake or water.
Yes. That's almost a requirement for me. Like, is there a pool at least? But yeah, I love the outdoors in that way, just to be in nature. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, so yeah, being from California, you have to find some places here that you can do some of those water activities. Like, what are some hidden gems or some places that people can go to that they don't know about?
Yeah. I think Lake Cunningham is underrated. Okay. But I will say they have algae problems.
Oh,
yeah.
So you have to watch the news because sometimes, I don't know, algae is, it develops in itself. So I don't know what environment. It loves Lake Cunningham because this is the second time it's there and they've had to like drain it out and clean it. But it's just such a beautiful lake. And I go running as well. And so if I'm not in the water on the kayak, I go running there a lot. I will say that one is my favorite because it's not so busy like Lake Zarinsky.
Yeah.
Didn't they just redo that one?
Cunningham?
Zarinsky?
They did a playground.
They did a playground.
They did a playground. They just redid not Big Bear. Is it Big Bear? What's that? Standing Bear. Standing Bear just got redone.
Big Bear is in California. I know where that's at.
Yeah. So, Okay. Well, yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. So you'd say like a late spring and summer type of vibe.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
Yeah.
vibing with that. Because, yeah, you get the crisp mornings and then it warms up. Okay. Um, well, I want to take us into a dream scenario. All right. So just imagine with me. All right. I'm going to paint a picture.
Okay.
Imagine there was a place where you could go, right? And there's a bunch of content creators there. There's, folks who are beginners all the way through like very experienced content creators who are working professionally. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. They've got contracts with big companies, all off the strength of their social media channels. You've got folks from businesses who are looking for ways to connect with content creators. And then let's suppose there was a conference, right, that showcased all of these things. And then at the end of the night, there was an award ceremony where content creators were like celebrated for their contributions to the creative space. First of all, would you go to something like that? And second of all, what do you think of the idea of a conference like that happening in Omaha?
I would go to it. And I think it would be refreshing to have something like that. And I think I told you this prior to this, that I didn't consider myself a content creator. But I feel like more and more people are telling me that. And it's like, oh, I better believe that. And I think it's something, it's a lot of work. And it's work
Yes, it
that's
is.
not noticed.
Yeah.
And so, and you all probably get that, or understand that more than I experience it. But,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just tapping into it. And so, again, it's just work that's not really celebrated unless you're like super famous and get all the likes and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's something that should be celebrated and should be noticed and should be out there. There should be a conference or a ceremony that way.
Yeah, I would think so too. And so we actually are putting on a conference like this. It's called the Parlor Awards. It's going to be happening November 14th at the Culture House here in Omaha, Nebraska. It will be an annual event, so this will be the first of plenty. And we want to invite you today.
Oh,
We
nice.
want you to be there.
Okay.
Can we count on you to be on one of the panels?
Yes.
All right. We got it on record. She's gonna be at the at the Parlor Awards.
I will be there. Count me in. That's amazing.
And with that too, that's a good. I was wondering how I was going to get back to this, but that's perfect. Because when we talk about content creation and social media presence, like when it comes to like small businesses, like how important is that for small businesses to lean into that? And do you encourage that for the small businesses that you work with?
Yes. It's very important.
Okay.
And I do encourage it all the time. I do tell them that they need to select the one that is going to reflect their audience. And so they have to do a little bit of homework. Where are the photographers? Where are the roofing companies? And so, is it Facebook? And so I know that for consulting businesses, LinkedIn is the way for consulting businesses.
Okay.
And so, for instance, Facebook is great for construction. Great.
Okay.
But also Instagram is really good for everything, right? People love videos, people love pictures, and it's just a great way to get people's attention in a short matter of time. And so I always tell people, you don't have to be in all of them, but you have to stick with the one that's going to work for your business.
I hear that.
And so, and that's where people get overwhelmed, is that they feel that they hear social media
Yeah.
and they think, oh, I got to be in all 10 all 10 social medias. I don't even know what else is. I think there's more.
I've been there.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, because at the end of the day, you're going to do well in one and then you're going to neglect all the other ones. And then people are going to, what if there's a client that is looking for your business and goes to your Facebook page that you never look at, and you lose a client? So I always say, think about those things when considering social media. Yes, I think it's important, but selecting the right one for your business is even more important.
That's really good. We actually have a a mutual colleague who was asking us this question, so we'll be able to point them to the podcast for advice. They're putting a lot of effort right now into their Instagram profile, but they run a consultancy. And so this advice is priceless for them to hop on LinkedIn and really ramp up efforts. It may not be that the content is bad. It may be there's reaching the wrong audience. You need to be on LinkedIn.
Exactly.
Very good info. So if you could play the fashion police for us, because we skipped over this fashion thing a little too quickly. I've got two questions for you. The first question is, what can I do to level up my style? And second of all, are you interested in a partner? Because I think we could grow your fashion thing. We've got a lot of fashion folks in the office who love fashion, and it's a needed space, especially like with the evolution of, like Teddy was saying, being professional but still having some swag. And you've got it. So we just need to take some of that and then bring it in. So yeah, those are my two questions.
Well, I think your outfit is fine. I wouldn't add anything to it. Sometimes simple is more, depending on what you're doing.
Okay.
And I like your style because you can never go wrong with black and black or just coordinating your, outfits with the same color. Honestly, that's a safe bet.
You're less than my outfit, but she likes your outfit.
Man, if I would have known a stylist was gonna be on the,
I didn't know
on the
this.
show, well, I would have, I'd have brought a little extra.
You should have seen me trying to bring her in the office. I had my backup straight.
You didn't tell me. You didn't give me no heads up. I didn't know.
No, but I would love to partner with you and see where it goes. One thing I will say, you asked me who I am or what I like to do. So when I go out to dinner, I do it with a lot of intention. I like to people watch. And I love to watch. Not
Well, it's because I think like when me and my wife go, it's like we try to get the seat where you can
where you can
watch
see people come in.
Like I try.
And it's mainly because I want to see what they're wearing. And there's more to styling than just clothes. It's all about how you are wearing the clothes for your body. And so understanding your body type is the number one thing that I go over first, because what looks good on that mannequin might not look good on you.
That's solid.
And so, those mannequins are built rectangle. I am a curvy woman. That's never going to fit on me. and it can. It's not necessarily that it can't. You just have to shift it. Maybe you need to wear a belt to accentuate your waistline. Maybe you need to add more accessories or wear it a certain way. So I love to people watch when I go eat at restaurants or be in nature, and I still watch people. So yeah, that's one. It's not that I'm judging. I'm learning,
So with that, how important is confidence in style and dress? Because sometimes we hear people will look at what you're wearing, they'll go, "Man, I wish I could wear something like that," And it's like you can.
I think confidence is important, but it comes with knowing what to wear. Having the tools so you can build on your confidence.
Yeah.
I feel that I don't, and sometimes I wake up in a crappy mood. I'm tired. I don't want to do what I have to do. And I'm like, you know what? Suck it up. I pick out, those are the days that I dress up even more because I need it. And those are the days that this nice sharp outfit is going to give me the confidence that I need for today because I have none. And so, it's like being prepared for a meeting. You're going to read your notes, you're going to practice your speech or whatever that is. it's the same with styling your clothes the night before.
I'm going to take some tips
Right
from
on.
that for sure.
Yeah.
So if you see me overdressed, I had a rough morning.
They'll never know.
You'll
They'll
never know. You'll never know, because at the end of the day, they're going to be like, that man looks so confident today. Look what he's wearing. And he wore it so well.
I love
You know, it can really change your perspective on how you feel about yourself. So, and it can give you that confidence that you need.
When I'm in a suit, you can't tell me nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look good too. I've seen you in a suit. You wear suits well.
Right on.
I mean, not better than, no, I'm just kidding. No, you look good in suits. Where can people find you on social media? I don't think you mentioned your handle at the beginning of the.
Yeah. So for my styling business, it's Live Avenue Co.
Okay.
CO. And that's it. Live Avenue Co. That's where you can find me. You can message me there. Eventually, I'll have my website, and I shut it down for a little bit because I'm redoing my logo and my branding.
Okay.
So
wait, you do design as well?
So that's my fun part. I guess that's what I also do on the side. See, I forget what I do.
Oh, man.
I like to sketch outfits. And
Oh, she's heavy. She's heavy in the game. She's
Yeah.
deep into this.
Okay. Precisely.
yeah, so and my mom, we're actually gonna come up with a line and hopefully be in one of the fashion shows eventually.
Ooh.
But
Excellent.
yeah,
What's your favorite color?
a green.
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 Money green.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean,
say
she's a
green.
money lady. Well, we appreciate having you on the show today. Thank you for sharing some gems for content creators out there. Everyone who's watching, make sure you leave a comment below this video. What did you think of the episode? Did you learn anything today? And will we see you at the conference, the Parlor Awards? We hope to see you there. Visit parlorawards.com for more information. That's going to wrap it up for this episode. Thanks for being a part of this conversation, Alejandra, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Awesome.